appreciate the work we are doing with the leadership of Narok. Umeshuhudia kwamba ile kazi ulinipea nifanya hapa Narok ya mabarabara, wajumbe leaders have spoken. Kazi ya airport, kazi ya reli tutasukuma tumalize kwa wakati nzuri, and I want to thank you for the trust that you have put on me to work with the people of Narok. The affirmative requirement to uplift this county is what we have done with Ole Ntutu, with Ole Kina, and the rest of the leadership of Narok. In conclusion, Your Excellency, allow me to acknowledge my colleagues who have come here from the executive to support me. May we be upstanding the PSS and the CSS. I'll just introduce you from wherever you are. Opio Wandai, Waziri wa Energy and Petroleum. Waziri Wycliffe Oparanya, the CS for Cooperatives. My PS Dagar, huyo ndiye anasimamia maneno ya reli, PS for Transport. Kipsang Bellion, the CS for Immigration. PS Immigration. John Ololtua, the PS for Tourism. PS Korir, the PS for Water. And PS for East Africa Affairs, Caroline Karugu, and the PS Investment, Asanteni Sana. PS Ray Omolo, the PS for Interior in the Office of the President, Asante Ray. And basically, niwashukuru sana watu wa Narok kwa kuja kwa wingi tushuhudie this historic day. It is indeed an historic day. And to finish, Your Excellency, allow me to now invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary to make his brief remarks and invite you to address the people of Narok. I thank you.
Narok hoye! Narok hoye! Sijasikia hiyo sauti, si wale ambao wamefurahi reli imekuja. Narok hoye! Narok hoye! Asante sana. Wakenya hoye! Wakenya hoye! Urafiki wetu na China hoye! Asante sana. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Mheshimiwa William Samoei Ruto, Governor wa kaunti ya Narok na viongozi wote wa bunge na wa serikali ya gatuzi ya Narok, wenzangu kwa serikali na Wakenya ndugu na dada, hamjambo. Mheshimiwa Rais, hii ni siku kubwa sana kwa taifa letu la Kenya, kwa sababu ulijitolea wakati ulikuwa unatafuta kura, ukatoa manifesto na ukaeleza vile unataka ubadilishe maisha na tena uimarishe uchumi wa taifa letu la Kenya. Na project hii ambayo sasa inavuta reli kutoka Suswa iende hadi Kisumu na hatimaye kule Malaba ishikane na Uganda, ni mradi wa manufaa sana kwa wakaaji wa eneo hii ya East Africa. Mheshimiwa Rais, wewe pia ndio champion wa Africa Continental Free Trade Area kwa niaba ya African Union katika Afrika mzima. Na initiative hii ya kuzindua hii reli ni initiative ya kuonyesha kwamba ile program ya kuhakikisha kwamba tutakuwa na integration katika bara la Afrika, wewe hauzungumuzi tu kwa hotuba, lakini unatekeleza practically kwa uwanja wa taifa la Kenya na pia katika eneo hii ya East Africa. Kwa hivyo tunakushukuru sana. Na huu ni mradi ambao ni wa gharama ya pesa nyingi sana. Lakini mimi nataka niwaambie wa Kenya, it shall pay off. it shall pay off. There shall be a maximum and beneficial return from this investment that the people of Kenya are making. Hii na vile vingine ambao nafanya, hii ni corridor moja muhimu. Na Mheshimiwa Rais, pia wewe unalenga ile corridor ya Lapset. Ile inachukua tena kutoka Lamu iende upande wa north, ishikanishe mpaka kule Lokichogio na ingie South Sudan. Hiyo tena ni corridor nyingine kubwa sana ambayo serikali ya Mheshimiwa Rais inashughulika nayo ili uchumi na communication katika sehemu hii yote ibadilike. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Rais, tunasema asante sana kwa niaba ya Wakenya. Mheshimiwa Rais, jana ama leo asubuhi nilifika kutoka Urusi saa 9 ya asubuhi. Ulikuwa umenituma kule kuzungumza kwa mambo mengine tofauti kuhusu Wakenya ambao wamepatikana kwa hali ya utata kule Urusi. Tumezungumza na Mheshimiwa Rais kupitia kwa heshima yako. Serikali ya Urusi imekubali kwamba sasa haitachukua tena Wakenya kwa njia ambayo haijulikani na kuwaweka kwa hali ya hatari kwa vita kule Urusi. Na kwa ndege ambayo nilikuja nayo, Mheshimiwa Rais, tumekuja na Mkenya mmoja ambaye ametoka katika hiyo frontline. Na huyo kijana ni kijana wa Narok. Anaitwa Kelvin Ledama kutoka Kilgoris. Tulikuwa naye kwa ndege moja, amerudi. Na ombi langu kupitia kwako Rais ni kwamba Wakenya wachunge kabisa wasiingie kwa hali ya hatari. Na ndio kwa sababu mradi kama huu ni wa maana sana, kwa sababu utachangia ajira hapa, utahakikisha biashara itanawiri na itahakikisha kwamba Wakenya watapata nafuu. Na kwa hivyo my appeal is that let us work with the government ili vijana wetu wasiingie kwa shida wakati mwingine. Hayo yakishawekwa kando, nirudi tu kusema kwamba mujitayarishe, kwa sababu nimeona ishara ya 2 term. Iko? Ama imepotea? Iko? Haya, simama tutoe hiyo ishara, tumkaribishe Mheshimiwa Rais aje ahutubie taifa la Kenya. Sema 2 term. 2 term. 2 term. Aya, asanteni sana. Narok hoye! Narok hoye! Enda subabogi! Meisisi olaitoriani! Narok hamjambo! Hebu mnisalimie hewani hivi watu wa Narok nione. Asanteni sana, tunaweza kuketi chini. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today marks yet another consequential moment in the economic transformation of our republic. We gather here in Emurtoto village, Narok County,
not only to break ground for the construction of a railway, but also to complete a national vision, a vision to connect Kenya more efficiently, to lower the cost of doing business, and to firmly position our country at the center of trade in the Great Lakes region and across the continent of Africa. For more than a century, beginning in the 1890s, our railway system, starting with the standard gauge line, meter gauge line, has shaped the structure of our economy and that of our region. Together with my brother and friend, the fourth President of the Republic of Kenya, the Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, we took a bold and historic step to modernize that legacy by building the standard gauge railway from Mombasa to Nairobi and later extending it to this very place. That decision is delivering results. Today, SGR freight operations generate more than 1.3 billion shillings every month. Passenger revenue has grown by about 40%, surpassing the 4 billion shilling mark annually. In December 2025 alone, passenger revenues reached 602 million Kenyan shillings. These numbers are clear evidence of a modern railway that is working and delivering for our economy. From the outset, however, we were clear that for the SGR to unlock its full potential and economic value, it would have to extend beyond Narok, beyond this very place. A railway that terminates at Narok is, by definition, incomplete. This is because it does not reach the major production zones of Western Kenya. It does not connect with the lake transport ecosystem in Kisumu, and it does not capture the full volume of outbound freight that sustain modern rail economy in the East African region. At the same time, demand for efficient transport is rising rapidly. Transport cargo from the port of Mombasa reached 7.37 million tons in just 6 months of 2025, with nearly 70% of that cargo destined for Uganda. Yet today, cargo still takes up to 80 hours from Mombasa to Malaba, and over 100 hours to Kampala. A slow transport corridor, ladies and gentlemen, inevitably loses business and weakens our competitiveness as a nation. It is this gap that makes the 262.3-kilometer Narok-Kisumu section, Phase 2B, of our SGR network, not just an extension, but a strategic economic intervention. This stretch of the railway line will connect our industrial corridor in Nairobi to the agricultural heartland of Narok, Bomet, Nyamira, Kericho, and Busia counties, and ultimately the commercial gateway of Kisumu County. This corridor holds immense economic potential. Western Kenya produces tea, maize, sugar, and rice, and supports a vibrant fishing sector in the Lake Victoria region, and also supplies critical inputs of agro-processing and industrialization. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a sound economic logic that underpins this project. First, it lowers the cost of transport across our economy. Every reduction in logistics costs translates into lower food prices, more affordable construction, and greater industrial competitiveness. Second, it will increase freight volumes and economic activity. By linking production zones directly to the railway network, we transform the SGR into a two-way economic system, moving not only imports inland, but also exports outward. That is how the railway secures its full economic value. Third, it will create jobs and enterprise opportunities during construction through logistics hubs and across agriculture, trade, and manufacturing. Fourth, it will decongest our roads. Each freight train removes hundreds of trucks from our highways, reducing accidents, lowering maintenance costs, and saving lives. Finally, it will position Kisumu and Kenya as a major logistics hub with rail, road, and lake transport integrated. Kisumu will become a center of distribution and trade, serving not only Kenya, but also the wider East African region. Ladies and gentlemen, we are fully conscious that this is a major investment. This project will require significant resources, running into billions of shillings, at a time when we are managing our debt prudently and consolidating our fiscal position. Let me confirm to the people of Kenya that we have thought through this project. We have thought through its financing. That is why this railway will be built for performance. It will be freight-driven. It will be phased and demand-driven. It will leverage innovative financing mechanisms, and it will be integrated with logistics hubs and multimodal transport systems. Ultimately, this project is about the future of trade in the Great Lakes region, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, which will depend on efficient access to the sea. Today, Kenya serves as their primary gateway, but that position is neither permanent nor guaranteed. It must therefore be secured and strengthened. By extending this railway to Kisumu and ultimately to Malaba, we are consolidating Kenya's role as the logistics backbone of East and Central Africa. That is why in Kisumu on Saturday, we will break ground on the 107 SGR Phase 2C section, linking the port city of Kisumu to the border town of Malaba through Busia in Busia County. When complete, this will establish a continuous artery of nearly 1,000 kilometers from Mombasa to Malaba, a corridor that will not only move goods, move people, but also secure Kenya's place at the center of Africa's continental trade. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, I repeat, a very consequential moment in the transport, and as difficult then as it was along the way.